yourself known when you come into the door. And yeah, we did it. We did it. Let me get to cleansing these cards. How was your weekend? However you've chosen to celebrate. I'm sure some of you guys saw that I took part in the 420 festivities because I felt like it, and I have no regret for involving myself because your girl had a time. But you know, I learnt some lessons in that time. You know that I did. You know, I just didn't come along to just break everything, all of my hard work for no reason. Just put that on and then put that on. Okay, say hi when you come in, guys. Don't be shy. So y'all, I was involved in the 420 festivities because the joke's dry now, but I just wanted to be the most high, okay? Hey, Deja. I just wanted to be the most high, and look at that. The bottom of the deck comes out the high priestess, because your girl was high. Nah. Let me tell you the pros of getting high after not being high for months. I was going to say weeks. I was like, no, don't downplay. Months. I have been sober for 2 months. February, March, April. Yeah, for about 2 months now. And I definitely had no real desire to go back to smoking because I've had a good run. I've enjoyed not smoking. I've enjoyed myself, being in myself, by myself. Does that make sense? Because everything that we partake in has its own spirit, has its own energy, right? So I've completely enjoyed being sober and being in my own energy. However, as we drew closer to the 420 festivities, I'd already made up my mind what I was doing. And it was a risk. It was a huge risk because, as some of you know, I'd been smoking for... Hit the like button when you lot come in, yeah? I'd been smoking for 38 years. So, to not be smoking... And then, to not be smoking for a very short space of time, and then to go and smoke, it was risky. It could have opened up a can of worms. Thank you so much, Saniro, ex-cat. Hey, Spring Beauty USA. So yeah, it was risky. It was very, very risky to go ahead and indulge. Hey Q. Hey MX Emmanuel, my loves. It was very risky to indulge in my favorite because your girl Make 1904 Fiction again. They did not take the piss this week. Oh, thank you. And I'm so proud to say that I'm still involved in the sobriety. Oh, definitely, Pretty Nikki. But luckily for me, I'm able to get, I live in Brixton. Brixton is like the heart of the Caribbean in the UK. So you're going to get some proper things here. You're not just going to get, we're not just going to get any hybrid, nasty, high green, high yellow shit. We're not just going to get that. We're going to get that good, dark green, dark stuff without any chemicals and with seeds. So that's what I've been involved in for... I mean, I did have a little stint when I was dealing with you lot's flavours and things. It was fun, but, you know, it didn't last long because it was mad in me. So, yes. I do notice a difference, obviously, in the quality of what we are, what's on offer to smoke. However, I'm very, very lucky to be able to still get authentic high grade, which is my favorite. So that being said, let me tell you about the things that I learned while engaging in the 420 festivities. I just want to make sure that I've cleansed all the cards. I have. Listen. Hey, Jose Curtis. Hey. Listen. All I need to say is this. I had me a time. I enjoyed from the time I took the first pull. It sweet me. I was just enjoy. And you know what else I noticed as well, from having a break from smoking, that I had that euphoria that you get the very first time that you do it, that giddiness, that the giggles. I got the munchies, and I'll do anything for the donation, man. Do the donation. You can't ask me for nothing, and donation. I was smoking. I'm no longer smoking. So anyway, next thing you know, I'm on the munchies. I got the munchies, something rotten. For some reason, I got guided to fry me some chicken wings. Girl, the way I fry the chicken wings, I was with my big daughter, and she said, if I do this one more time, if I bite the chicken and do this one more time, she's gonna chop my fingers off, because that's all I kept doing. I kept biting in the chicken and being like, everything tastes like it was made by the hand of God himself, boy, because everything tastes sweet. That's the thing with bunning weed for the first time. Everything tastes delicious. Everything is funny. Everything is listen, the way I was high. I don't know if I was high or I was low, but I felt something. I made my little money jar. Listen, I made me a saucy money jar. So, and I went out and I buried my old money jar in the garden, and I did a little bit of earth and I watered the plants. I had me a time that day. I ate me some M&M cookies. That's another thing. You don't care what you put in your body when you're smoking. These are the things I noticed. I also noticed that I was a menace. A menace. Like, you can't tell me nothing when I'm high. You can't tell me nothing. So imagine me being consistently high for 38 years. Huh? You can't tell me nothing. I will not be told. Even when this whole ascension thing was brought to my consciousness, the resistance. Nah, the resistance was real. Like, I wouldn't do anything I was told to do. Everything had to be hard. I had to be dragged before I did anything, before I listened to my higher self, before I listened to my guides and all of them. I had to be dragged because I didn't want to hear nothing. So that was something that I really noticed about being high. I also noticed that I have a tendency to self-loathe, to really talk shit about myself. If I look in the mirror and I see something I don't like, even if I don't say it out loud, the thought is there. And I noticed that while I've been sober for the last couple of months, I haven't had those thoughts, I haven't had those feelings. So listen, there are pros to being high, and I'm not discouraging anybody from doing whatever it is that you want to do. But for me personally, I know that part of my journey has come to an end now, and I will always partake in 420, so annually. And anytime I take a trip to Jamaica, I will definitely be smoking. But any other time, make 1984 fiction again. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Any other time, I will not be involved in this shenanigan. And also, in speaking about addiction, like, I think it's really important to speak about addictions, especially when it comes to being addicted to a feeling. Uh, you lot on one thing, guys. Thanks. Especially when it comes to being addicted to a feeling. Oh, me too, Shannon. So when I'm high, the feeling that I experience is euphoria, and well as I don't give a fuck. I don't care about nothing. Everything is fuck it. It's fine. Like, after 2 or 3 pulls, I don't care. After 3 or 4 spliffs, I couldn't care less about the thing or the nothing. So I was addicted to that feeling. The idea of having to care, the idea of things having to have meaning. I didn't feel when I was smoking. I was completely numb. And I noticed how quickly my nervous system got back into feeling that numbness, and how comfortable we were there. I smoked I think I sparked my first spliff at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I smoked all the way up until about 1 o'clock in the morning. And that was, by the time I got to 1 o'clock in the morning, I was absolutely gone. And I knew that I didn't want to feel like this again. I didn't have that regular anxiety that I have. You know, when you're on your last spliff and you're thinking if you're going to go out and get your next straw. I didn't have that feeling. I had the feeling of, oh, thank God this is over. Like, let me get back to what my new normal. The reason why I put the snakes and ladders board up is because by about the third spliff, I'm going to be honest, I had about 4 or 5. So by the time I got to the third spliff, I had this vision of a snakes and ladders board. And many of us have played snakes and ladders billions of times in our childhood. Even in our adulthood, if we've got children, we're going to teach them snakes and ladders. It's one of the easiest games. And at 99, there is the snake that is just before you get to the 100, the end of the game. There's the snake. If you land on the 99, you go all the way down into the 80s. I'm sure it's the 80s. I'm not sure if it's the 80s or the 50s. I think it's the 80s. Let me look. It's 2020 on my clock for reference. Yes, 99, you go all the way back down to 80. You can see. And that is the image that I had. I had the image that I was standing on the 99, which is where in the 9 year, in the snake year, in the year of the snake, I am standing on 99. And the more I smoke, I have the likelihood to slip all the way back down to 80. And that was enough for me to know that I wasn't going to be smoking again. The next day would come and I didn't even think about it. Do you hear? I didn't even think about it. There was no time in my day to think about when I was going to get my next spliff or when I was going to get high. There was no time in my day. And today is day 2 after the fact. And again, there's been no time in my day when I've been thinking, ooh, I could smoke. And when I tell you, it's so real that I didn't even smoke my little herbal blend. Nothing. Didn't smoke yesterday. I didn't smoke today. Like, it's over. And so when I say this thing here, this thing called life is nothing but a game of snakes and ladders, I'm going to bring back the board, because the analogy is just genius. It really is genius. So if you look at this snakes and ladders board, you can see there are times when, even when you hit number 2, you get elevated. When you hit number 8, you get elevated. But when you hit, I'm not even sure of all the numbers that you hit. When it's 14, you go back down to 4, you go back down 10. Like, this is what life is like. It's like this ascension process is nothing but a game of snakes and ladders, where we get to a point, we can either keep plodding along and miss the elevations, or we can keep plodding along and we get we get fast tracked into something. But oh, look what's happening. Oh, looky, it's so dope. Look at that. So you get fast tracked into something, and for me, I just feel like the ascension process is the ultimate game of snakes and ladders, whereby you do your shadow work. You do a little bit of shadow work, you get elevated. You carry on. You do a little bit more stuff. You learn a bit more stuff. You get a little bit more tools in your tool bag, little meditation, little grounding, little breath work. And then, you'll get to a point where you're on this thing, and then you'll get to 28 and you'll go back down the snake again, back down to 10. Do you get me? It will just keep happening until you continue to play the game. So I feel like one thing about ascension is that we're not going to beat ourselves up when we go back a couple of steps. We're just going to keep going. We're going to continue until we hit a ladder and get elevated. And even if we don't hit a ladder, we take the long way round. You might not hit a ladder the whole time of ascension. You might have to do step by step. You might not even hit a snake the whole time of ascension. You may continue to elevate and to elevate and to elevate. But I think every one of us needs to hit snakes. This is what I think are the dark nights of the soul. Hello, friend with the banana. These are the things that I think represent the dark night of the soul, and that's what I think these last few months were during Mars, Mercury, and Venus retrograde. These were the snakes that we just had to kept sliding down, because you have to reflect on how far you've come so that you know and appreciate how far you've got. You see it. So as far as I'm concerned, like, if we see life, ascension, as a game of snakes and ladders, I feel like you can't lose until you stop playing the game. Only time you stop playing the game is when you choose not to breathe. When you choose not to breathe, it's game over for you in this realm. That's all it is. And you go and probably play snakes and ladders in another realm. But in this one here, you've always got the opportunity to keep going, rolling the dice, keep going, a few steps, 5, 6. Every time you hit 6, you just keep going, You might lick a snake and come down, or you might hit a ladder and get elevated. Do you know what I mean? But one thing you're not going to do is quit. One thing you're not going to do is just stop in the middle of the game and say, I'm not playing no more. It just doesn't work like that. So in my heightened state on Sunday, I realized that if I went another day and smoked, I would definitely get pulled down by the snake and have to do all those steps all over again. And I wasn't prepared to do that. I just said, you know what, fuck it. Like, I feel like I've got more to gain by staying sober, not only for me, but also for my bloodline, because we understand that when we get high or drunk or eat, foods that are gonna heighten our senses, salty, sweet foods, we know it's just escapism. I was talking to Ripley, our sister that created this deck. I was talking to Ripley today about addiction and not feeling the need to escape the matrix anymore. Why? Because I definitely feel like I'm in the new earth. I feel like I am. I don't know how you lot feel. Let me know in the comments. But I know for a fact that I've jumped timelines. I'm not the same person. I don't feel the same things. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm very well, thank you for asking. You know that meme that says, when I win the lottery, I'm not telling no one, but there'll be signs. When you jump timelines and move into a new heightened state of of existence, there'll be signs. There'll be signs that that's where you are. The signs will only be recognizable to you. They'll be personal to you. But some of the signs that I've recognized that I am in a higher timeline, that I'm in New Earth, is the fact that me and my daughter talk every day. We never used to do that. We never used to do that. But now we have got to the point where we speak every day. If I'm not calling her, she's calling me, and we check in daily. That's a higher timeline indication to me. My connections are wholesome, full and wholesome, reciprocated and beautiful. That to me is an indication that I've jumped timelines. I'm on a higher timeline. There is absolutely nobody in my space or in my world that is of contention. Absolutely not one person. Another indication of a higher timeline is the choices that you're making in your day to day, the things that you are choosing to engage in. My scrolling is down. Like my social media, what do you call it? Presence is higher, but not because I'm on it more. Just because I use it for the tool that it is, and I don't use it as a form of escapism or even entertainment anymore. There will be signs when you jump timelines. When you are in your highest possible timeline, there will be signs. You know how long I've been decorating my hallway since September, yeah? Saturday was the first day where I was like, God damn, this is exactly what I imagined it to be like. It's beautiful, and it's not just the lick of paint. It's so many details. Like when I thought about redecorating my hallway, I never knew that I would have brand new windows. I wouldn't have been able to afford those, but they're there. I have brand new windows. I didn't think about having a new floor, but it's there. Brand new floor that I laid myself. Ooh, let's talk about Aries season and how that was productive. But now we're in Taurus season. Happy birthday to my Taurians. Happy birthday, my darlings. And yeah, I've been eating. I've been eating. From Taurus season came in on Sunday. Your girl's been eating. I'm expecting to get a little thicker, but you know, I will deal with that as and when. But I am expected to get a little thicker because I be eating in this season. I'm a Taurus rising, so I'm gonna be eating. So yeah, my G's, you will recognize when you have entered into your new earth, into your higher timeline, into your highest version of yourself. There will be signs. So it's just for you to recognize them and also for you to celebrate them. Let's not forget how they need to be celebrated. We must celebrate our rebirth. We must celebrate our climbs up the ladder. Hey Marilyn, twin names, now twin rising signs. Let's not forget to celebrate our climbs up the ladder. Hey Nikita, yay, happy birthday, happy your season. I love a Taurus season. I love Tauruses. Scorpios are my favorites. I was going to say some others, but they're not really my favorites. Taurus and Scorpios are my favorites of all of the signs. I don't even like an Aries, and I'm an Aries sun. So guys, please, I will be celebrating in your season like it's my birthday too, because I love it here. I love a Taurus season. I love how grounding it is, and especially as we've come out of Aries season, we were so super productive. Do it first, Nana 23. Do it first. Let me see you do it first, and then I'll do it. I'm not falling for that old banana in the tailpipe business again. Me nah do it. Anyway, so yeah, you guys, the energy of Aries was, because remember it was an equinox. It was sorry, I'm reading the comments, they're just throwing me. So it was an equinox. We had the retrogrades. We had we had some full moon and new moons popping off as we normally do, but for some reason everything was very intense. We also had a planetary movement. I can't remember. Something moved into Aries that it hadn't done in how many thousands of years. I can't remember the planet. You know me, but there was a massive shift. We felt that shift, and so it's really, really important for us to clap for our wins, clap for who we came into being. Of course I do, Nana 23, but what about that grand you was talking about? Hey, Miss Bailey. Hey, gorgeous. Yeah, so you guys, that Aries, it felt very frantic. Aries season felt very, very frantic. So why would you say something? This is one thing about me and this channel and everybody on it. We have integrity with our word. We say something and we mean it. So don't say things you don't mean. It's not going to work out for you, my love. So yeah, boom. So as we've come out of very productive Aries season, it's okay to rest again. I know we've just come out of hibernation, but let's get some balance. It's really important for you to ground. This is an earth sign, so it's really important for you to really tap in with the earth, whether it's thank you, Lenny and Ree. Thank you. It's really important for us to, I definitely want to get to a body of water in the next week or so. I even want to do a ceremony. I wouldn't mind doing a little shroom ceremony. I've always wanted to, but always thought that because I'm never really sober, that the two energies of the shrooms and the weed would clash, and I would have a really bad trip. But now that I am sober, I think I might go to the shores of Brighton, to one of my shaman sisters, and go and do a ceremony. You're annoying, my love. You are annoying. Thank you. So, boom. Guys, let's get into these cards, shall we? Let me take a sip of my tea, which is probably not the right temperature anymore. You know what's in there? There's some turmeric, some ginger, and some moringa with some lemon and some honey. Y'all. Ooh, that's a good flavour. Anyway, boom. Let's get into prayer, my G's. Our Divine Mother and Father who live within us, higher be thy name, our freedom. Come, your will be done in us as it is within you. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses against ourselves and others, as we forgive those who trespass against us and themselves. Through all lifetimes, timelines, and levels of consciousness, lead us, not into temptation, but deliver us from the absence of love. We are the kingdom, we are the power. Divided, we are weak. United, we are victorious. And to you, the Almighty, we give all of the glory forever and ever. Duanete. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is, and so it will be. Ashe. I invite my ancestors, my guides, my angels, my Rish, my guardians of the sea, air, fire and ether into this space to help me give a clear, precise message to the collective about anything that we may need to know during this 4/4 portal. Thank you, and please, and thank you, and Ashe. Ashe. Oh, that's a good cup of tea. That's a good cup of tea. Alright, boom. We're going to start with this deck because it's what I've picked up. So let's see what these themes could be right now. have 3 themes. We have 3 themes. What is that? Okay, so the first theme we have is morning. The world awaits you. Beautiful, grand, rich, glorious rising, y'all. You are born again. You are not the same. You are something new. And whatever it is, whatever newness you have walked into, it wants to be, or it needs to be, it wants to explore the world. It wants to be seen and heard and felt. I mean, I know some of us are shy. But that's not an option for you in this timeline. That's not an option for you in this timeline. Oh my gosh, the shuffling is really not shuffling. So we've got, this came in reverse. So we've got the 9 of Cups, but it's come in reverse. Watch out now. So what it's saying here is selfishness, greed, materialism, mistakes, imperfections. And this is what I'm saying. I know that some of you are shy, but look, you can't hold that energy all to yourself. You've been doing that. You've been holding yourself hostage. You've been keeping yourself in isolation. I saw something today and someone said that you're not, it's not that you're single, it's that you're, your feelings are in witness protection right now. And I was just like, ooh. I was like rotted then. Like, this young man went on to say that it's not that you don't believe in love anymore. It's that you come from a place of the past, place of wounding to express love. You say you want to be loved. You say you want to be out there. But at the same time, you expect to be hurt and you expect to be betrayed and all of the things that you've experienced in the past. And if you continue to hold yourself, to hold your energy and keep it to yourself, that's not the point of being here. It's not the point. You're not supposed to be isolated and alone in this season, in this higher timeline. This music is really giving the energy and the vibe. Do you get it? Like, that's not what you're here to do. Imagine living your life completely isolated and by yourself because you're afraid of experiencing your past. But if you're afraid of experiencing your past, that's what you're going to experience. Let go of that and start to really be optimistic about what is possible and how you can have a different experience to the one that you've had in the past. That's possible for you too, as long as you believe that. You get it? And it might be a little trial and error because sometimes we say we want something and say we want to do something but don't quite believe it. So it's the feeling. Remember I told you last week, it's the feeling that's going to get you the experience that you want to truly experience, and not the actual want or need, desire in itself. It's actually, you've got to believe that you deserve that. What else does it say here? It says you're afraid of making a mistake. Babe, like, if you're afraid of making mistakes, then that means that you're not going to be able to forgive anybody else for making their mistakes. So therefore, be open to making mistakes. That's what life is about. We make mistakes. We get up. It's like the snakes and ladders, blood. You know what I mean? You make all this progress and then you hit a snake and you slide down the board. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that you can't try again and get to continue to elevate. It doesn't mean that. So if you're afraid of mistakes, then you got to really think about how much grace you give to others for making mistakes. And if you are going to be out in the world, people are going to make mistakes, but it's not personal to you. You get it? Like, you're going to make mistakes, but it's not personal to them. What we've got to understand is that we have to forgive our mistakes and give ourselves grace, especially as you are born anew. You don't know. I am British, Mongo. You don't know how this version of you truly operates, because it's new. Do you understand? I'll give you the example of a relationship. Like, imagine you're with somebody for the first time in your new energy, in your new being, but all you were in your last relationship was defensive and in fight or flight. But now there's no need to be like that. But you don't really know what that feels like not to be like that. Remember I told you about addiction and the nervous system being addicted to feelings? You have to now get your nervous system used to being calm. You have to get your nervous system used to being served. You have to get your nervous system used to being loved. You lot gonna make me cry. No. It's the music. It's the music. Ooh, flying card, 1 minute. These nails don't want to let me live. Judgment in reverse. It says here, failure to face the facts, delay, disappointment, blame and doubt. Listen, this is what I'm talking about as well. No, you're not. I'm not crying today. So look, this is what I'm talking about. Failure to face the facts. Some of you are failing to face the facts that you actually have jumped a timeline and that you're in a completely new reality, in a space where it's impossible for you to really truly feel that type of betrayal and disappointment and hurt that you did in the past, because that's not who you are now, and those are not the energies that you're dealing with right now. And remember, you can only, I said something profound today. I did a little Patreon video today and I said something profound, man. And I was just like, I knew it never came from me, because I don't think like that. Eating flesh, is it really bringing us down? We can, to be honest with you, I just feel like every soul, listen, let me land. Every soul chooses its path here, chooses what it's going to do here and how it's going to be here. And if some of these souls have chosen to be food, that's what it is. I mean, to be honest with you, I was a vegan for so many years, 15 years easily. And I started to eat meat again, and mostly because of my blood type, and continue to eat meat. That's what I do, and I don't feel like it's bringing me down. So I guess it's personal. Nazia, no. Why would I do that? So this judgment thing, this failure to face the facts. So yeah, I was telling you I was doing this. I did this profound, hey Katie, I said this profound thing on Patreon, which was the divine feminine doesn't wait to get picked. The divine feminine attracts whatever she is. I said, that's very interesting. That's very, very interesting, because many of us, for most of my adult life, I've been waiting to be picked. Pick me. Look how wonderful I am. Look how lovely I am. Look how resourceful I am. Look how smart I am. Look how funny I am. Look how loving and caring and nurturing I am. Pick me. But really and truly, because I was a pick me, I was attracting desperate people. Desperate people that really wanted to be healed and loved and nurtured themselves, but had no idea how to do it back. That was the mirror of what I was at the time. But now that I'm less of a pick-me and more of a, I reflect, you're just a reflection of me. Much more beautiful experiences are coming in, are coming forward, and you know, it's definitely different. It's definitely different when I understand that everything I've ever attracted has just been a mirror of me, and now as I am in my higher timeline and a higher version of myself, the type of energy that I'm attracting to myself is so much more of a match. Because I don't care if you pick me or not. I'm not even trying to be picked at here. You get me? I'm just happy to share my energy with something that elevates and reflects the energy that I give out. Simple. Alright. Let's get another clarifier. What should we use as a clarifier? Oh, let's use the Andinkra. My Andinkra ring on. Let's use the Andinkra as a clarifier. My shuffling's atrocious today. Lord of mercy. Can we get a clarifier for the world awaits you? And not to be afraid. Oh. We've got excellence, genius, genuineness, and be your true self. Pretty much what I've just told you, what I've just explained to you about divine feminine energy. It says here, a type of hand-woven fabric from a saying Nia onim nasa oto nyago, which translates as she he who does not know authentic nasa fabric will buy a fake. This symbol means know the real thing, which means know the real you. Take the time to get to know this new version of yourself. Experiment with yourself. Experiment. Remember I told you, like, I just put my foot back in the broccoli, you know what I mean, to see how that did stay, and I realised it was fun, but it's not for me anymore. It's just not for me. Lord. Yes, Marilyn, so beautifully put. You know, and your excellence, your genuineness, to be yourself, that is the excellence in you. That is the excellence when you are genuinely doing things that feel comfortable to you, genuinely doing things that feel authentic to you. Do you get it? So it's really important right now for you to just do what feels right for you. We're no longer performative. You're no longer trying to people please. You're no longer trying to be liked. You're no longer trying to be loved. Because you just are. Do you understand? And who accepts that accepts it, and who doesn't. And that's just what it is, and that's okay. Do you get it? We got a maybe. Maybe is maybe. Maybe is maybe. You know, and I think there's going to be a lot of maybes as you navigate your new version in this higher timeline. Maybe, maybe not. You might want to, you might not want to. You know what I mean? Not everything is a hard yes or a hard no. Even when you're like asking about the meat, it's not a hard yes and it's not a hard no. It's just whatever feels right for you. Don't let yourself be judged or judge anybody else for the choices that they're making in their reality, because it's their reality, it's not yours, and your reality is not theirs, so it's not there to be judged. If you enjoy eating meat and you feel okay eating the meat and it's not affecting you in any way, then go ahead, go do that. I mean, when I eat a pork, I'm not going to lie to you, like the pork is an absolute hard no. But everything else, you know what I mean? It's down to the individual. It's down to their individual choice. You get what I'm saying to you? Like, there were times when I used to eat meat and I used to become very, very violent and very, very aggy. But I don't get that anymore, so I eat it. Do you get it? The next card. Spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. You are my star. I'm not going to sing for you. I just because you know Taurus represents the throat, innit? Let's just read it instead of listening to my awful rendition of Starship. You are my starship, come take me up tonight. Brenda Fox, you better know what you're saying and who you're dealing with in this thing, yeah. You better not be somebody who's sensitive to your feelings, because what I just saw there I didn't like. So if you come with another stupid thing to say before I block you, I will drag you in this thing. See me? Happily. And then get back to my vibe. You get me? Anyway, Spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. You've been made to believe that your voice, that your unique point of view in this world isn't worth very much. Let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. Your words are worth all of the stars in the night sky, so don't forget to sing whenever you have the chance. Your voice is powerful enough to sink a dozen spaceships. You are my starship, come take me up tonight. And don't delay. You are my starship, come take me up tonight. And don't delay. And don't you go too soon. I just can't wait. Hey! Listen, Taurus, the throat chakra. Wake it up. Wake it up. Say what you need to say. I just did a journal prompt episode on Patreon, and we talked about the Mercury retrograde. What did I talk about? No, Mars retrograde. And I talked about the things that you didn't say during the Mercury retrograde when you should have said it. Some people deserved to get cussed the fuck out and you didn't. So the journal prompting was talking about that and how we can move forward from the things that were not said. Especially now in Taurus season, do expect a lot of people to say the things that they've been holding. They're not going to be able to actually hold back from saying it in this season. Certain things are going to be said, be it high or low. But I really think there's a lot of high talking. People are going to be really honest about the things that they want in their lives and the things that they want to achieve in their lives. And so expect this to be a really beautiful time. I don't really think, especially with everything being direct, every single planet being direct in this little window, I do think that the things that are going to be said are not going to be harsh. They're going to be quite loving and soft and kind. And we're going to learn that to one another, that even if we do have things to say that are uncomfortable, we're going to learn to say it in a kind, loving way. Now, there's no need to be aggy, and that really comes from the most aggiest person you'll probably ever meet in your life is me. But there's no need to be aggy anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? That fight and flight and responsive kind of energy that we used to have whenever things weren't going our way or we were made to feel uncomfortable. We don't need to move like that anymore, you know. We really don't. So, Spaceship. Let's get some clarifiers. Sing. Use your voice. Your opinion. It counts. It counts. Your contribution counts. Love that for us. We've got the Hermit. We got the Hermit, because nobody can hermit like a Taurian can hermit. Boy, you lot are the king and queen of hermit. It says wisdom, salt, solitude, inner truth, divine inspiration, enlightenment. And I know it sounds like a little bit of a contradiction to what I was saying about get out into the world and then we get solitude. But also you've got to remember that there needs to be a nice even balance. Not every day outside, but not every day in the bed. Do you get me? There has to be a nice even balance between being out in the world and then finding that time to recuperate and be by yourself in your own energy. Do you get it? Just got a little bit of Japanese Zen music going on because talking about Japanese Zen music, you know I've posted the 2 episodes of the Brixton to Japan. You guys, I beg you, go and just give it a little look, man. Please, I beg you. I've noticed, like, it has been quite disheartening to make videos because I know that they don't get the traction that the lives get. But also, you'll get a few gems in the videos. Go and check some of them out. But the Brixton to Japan is a vibe. And this week's episode that comes out this weekend is the actual climb, the mountain climb. If it's nothing else, it's comical. So please, go support the team, man. Cha. Alright, let's get another clarifier for using your voice. Wisdom, inner truth, divine inspiration, enlightenment. I love it for us. We got the Iban, safety, security, and love. It says here, fence. The home of the Akan is a special place. A home with a fence provides security and protection. Remember to guard your energy when you're out there, though. Not guard it in a way like nobody can get in, but make sure like you haven't got a leaky aura from the alcohol, from the weed, because those things will give you leaky auras. And there was a time when I couldn't go outside without taking 2 pull, I have to take a couple pull of my zoot before I go anywhere. But this time my whole aura is exposed to anything getting inside. So please, again, make sure that the fence that you have up, if you're going to have a drink, make sure it's in a very safe environment, that there is no... Do you see me? I can't drink in a pub or a club or anywhere like that, because the energy is inside there and the spirits and all the things them flying around, and if my aura is leaky, anything can penetrate that. I got to be inside the house, blood, if I'm going to take a little tipple. You see me? And with company. I'm not even doing that by myself. You get me? I want to be accountable. I don't want to get to the point where I'm just messed up. Not that I drink like that. I could never drink to like blind drunkenness by myself. There's no fun in that for me. So, but I can get high like that. So, just to make sure that I'm not, my safety fence is up. My safety fence is making sure that my aura is not leaking for anybody and anybody to penetrate. That's the safety that I'm talking about here. When it comes to letting myself be heard and seen in the world, in my new skin. This is nothing. It says here, nothing more is needed of us. I did see something that said though that we're beyond. I think it was I watched a Hood Healer live this morning in the bath. It's been a minute since I've tapped into RMRE, but I did tap in, and she was talking about you've done everything you need to do in your ascension process thus far. You've read every book, you've done all the meditations, you've fasted, you've done the retreats, you've done the plant medicines, you've done all the things. And so now there's nothing left to be done other than to just be. Just be. Enjoy this time. Enjoy this season of freedom and of vulnerability. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, a long time ago, I learned that you can't experience love until you're able to become vulnerable. And a lot of people have so scared of vulnerability because of their past experiences or because of how people have moved in the past with them. But there's nothing left to be afraid of, my G's. I'm trying to tell you, like, there's nothing left to be afraid of in these higher timelines. You are living in ease, you are living in abundance, you're living in joy. Like, I know it sounds like all the things, like it's all the love and light, and you're not immune to the array of human emotions that come. But again, it's just the way that you deal with that shit. How, like in the 4 agreements, you're not taking shit personally out here anymore. You understand that if things go awry or go left, it's not you, it's them. Sometimes it can be you, so that's again taking accountability. You know, sometimes it can be you but you're not devastated at nothing, because it's either you or it's them. And if it's them, it's got nothing to do with you. And if it's you, you know that you have to kind of retreat back into yourself and, you know, come again. You know, it's just about sliding down the snake and carrying on. Do you get it? Final card out of this deck, which is, I love this. We're reading it. It's the gold. You don't need someone else to fix you. I love this. We are reading this for sure, because I just love what they say here. I haven't used this deck in ages. This music is so pretty. Alright, you don't need someone else to fix you. Someone is trying to convince you that you're broken beyond repair, unless you accept their helping hand, of course. If someone offers to fix some part of you, it's not because they're being selfless or kind. They know that you're in a vulnerable place and they want to make you entirely dependent on them. Tell them no, thank you, and know exactly how to put the gold in your own cracks. And this is like a very ancient practice in China and Japan. I'm going to say both because I'm not sure which one it actually is. So I'm going to say China or Japan, that when something is broken, they fix it with gold so that they can see the beauty in the brokenness. It's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So, guys, so are you. You know, even your broken parts, you know, pour gold into that and it becomes a work of art. Do you get it? Like, you can't keep walking around with your jaggedy broken pieces anymore. It's not working. Nobody is here to fix you. Nobody is gonna fucking superhero and superho and catch you, and you get me? No one's out to save you. No one's going to save you, because no one wants to do that anymore. No one wants to do that. No one is volunteering to save nobody at this point. Everybody is in charge of their own greatness. We're just here to advise, we're here to encourage, and we're here to love you through it. But nowhere are we here to coerce you into our own ideology and way of thinking. All we can do is just be the example of what brokenness looks like fixed. And it's not the way it was. We're not fixed back to exactly the way we were. We're different. There's bits of gold in us now. You get it? So, you know, I want you all to feel confident in knowing that there's even so much beauty in the brokenness of our being, you know, and it doesn't have to stay mash up and jaggedy and cracked up, and you know, it gets beautiful. It gets beautiful, but it's up to you. It's up to you to choose that. Lord have mercy. Okay, boom, the 9 of Wands, final stand. Whenever I see this, the song that always comes to me is a song by Quabs called Final Stand. It says, the war's over, but I soldier on. The war is over. Still got some breath left in you, man. You've still got choices. It says here, courage, persistence, strength, unshakable force, great success, health, discipline, and valor. Valor. You know what I mean? It says democracy, shared destiny, interconnectedness. Imani said something so beautiful today. She said, hurry up and get to the higher timelines, y'all. Because the more of us that do, the more it becomes an unmistakable, unshakable reality for us all. Don't hold back, man. Hurry up and get there. It says, Siamese crocodiles share one stomach yet fight over food. This symbol is a reminder infighting and tribalism is harmful to be avoided. The war's over, but we soldier on. Like, at the end of the day, we're all in this bitch together. We're all in this bitch together, man. No matter where we come from, how we came to be here. We all in this bitch together. No one's any different or any better or any lower than anybody else. We're just here trying to do our best, man. Fuck's sake. That's all we're trying to do. It's time. Patience. This is still a process, and like I said, snakes and ladders can go on for hours. Have you ever played that game where you are literally just over it, just like, oh fuck it, it's boring now, and you stop playing? This game of life, this ascension process will take hella patience. It's not my favourite word, but I am learning it in order to fully enjoy this experience, because without it, it becomes strenuous, it becomes stressful. You get it? Be patient with your process, be patient with yourself, be patient with everybody else who's also experiencing this transition. Let's get a final word from Making Magic Oracle. Then we've got a crystal, and then we out. Alright? Making Magic Oracle, what are you saying to us? What's the final word here? The sun. It's going to be one hell of a summer, y'all. I'm telling you, we're going to have one hell of a summer. It says, the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune for those who want it. I always say for those who want it. If you want me, I can read the thing. You see, oh God, Francis passed away on, sorry, God forgive me, on the Easter Sunday on 4/20. I mean, you can't write it, okay? You can't write it. You heard? The earliest traceable instance of this symbol goes back to ancient Egypt, where the pictogram denotes the sun god, Re. I think that should say Ra, the king of gods and the creator of the world. The sun traditionally has a masculine, outgoing energy. It is also the alchemic and astrological symbol for our star. The sun, represents the precious metal gold. We just talked about gold, right? So get in the sun, y'all. If you really, really want to repair yourself, I mean, it's one of the freest and greatest medicines of our existence is the sun. The sun symbol can also signify the soul within the human body, or a noble, powerful warrior king. The sun was worshipped in ancient cultures in the northern hemisphere, as its continued presence meant life and growth in times of icy darkness. Many of the festivals we celebrate today, such as Easter and Christmas, have their roots in sun worship. Well, we've just come out of that, innit? Divination, being genuine and true to yourself and your core values is incredibly important where the sun symbol appears. We talked about that being a theme. A strong need for freedom and expressing your personal power is indicated. Morning, the world awaits you. When you have a good sense of self, you are neither arrogant or meek. There is a good balance. Did we say all of this? Everyone has a longing to express themselves and leave a legacy in this world. Work within this symbol when you are seeking recognition from your talents or a job well done. This doesn't necessarily have to mean fame and fortune, but an acknowledgement that you have done your best and have worked hard. Manifest your dreams. Meditate on this symbol when you would like your finest qualities to be noticed and appreciated by your colleagues and peers. If you want to get your work out into the world, employ this symbol as an added boost of golden sun energy. The sun symbol is designed to bring fame and fortune, so use it wisely. Use it wisely. My J's, let's get our crystal and let's boogie on out of here. I'm feeling extremely lethargic and I would like to go and lay down, please. And also get into the new Guy Ritchie, Mob, I think it's Mobland. Woo! You know me, I love a gangster something. I love a gangster something. So I'm going to get into that. And I also want to go to the cinema at the weekend to watch Sinners, but I don't want to go alone. So I'm going to see who wants to come with me and to watch it so that I can just not be alone watching that movie, because I think it's going to be a scary one. I think it is. But I still want to see it though. Alright, boom. Let's get our crystal. You know it's notoriously takes forever to come out. Come on, crystal. This is the first one at the top. I'm not going to take them all out. Quantum Quattro. Didn't I tell you we time jumped? Didn't I tell you we time jumped? Told you, look, man. 12. Quantum Quattro Synergy. Quantum Quattro has amazing healing power and a dramatic effect on physical vitality. It brings out an energetic shift and integration. Self-understanding. You are an extremely complex person who is seeking wholeness within yourself. Examine all facets of your personality, especially those you hide from yourself or others. Accept those of value. Find the gift hidden deep within. Mistakes. Forgive and let go. Release yourself from codependencies and abusive relationships. Heal your inner child. Recognize the resources you have to draw on. Divination. Karmic aspects needing healing. Karmic aspects need healing. Your question is nowhere near as straightforward as it seems. So dig deep and see all sides. The power of the whole is much greater than its component parts. Once all of the information you are once you have all of the information, you are invincible and evolve rapidly. Healing insight. Recognize that you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior. Enhances your own well-being. Let me read that again. Recognize that you cannot heal anyone else or influence their behavior. Enhances your own well-being. Frequency high. Chakras energizes all. Timing Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius and Capricorn. Soul path. Holistic healing of the soul. Because this is the soul we are reading for today in the 4-4 portal. It's a game of snakes and ladders, my G's. Do not take it too seriously. It's not that deep. Just really play the game to the best of your ability. Continue to roll the dice. It's only when you stop playing things get stagnant and boring and feel stuck. So keep playing, keep rolling that dice, yo, and go up and down those. Go up the ladders and down the snakes as and when. But especially when you get to the 99, be careful, because you want to get from 98 to 100. You do not really want to start from a few levels down in this season. Too many opportunities to be missed, my G's. It's a wonderful time to be alive, and I'm so very, very grateful to be able to assist and to comfort y'all in this whole ascension process. Anyway, I'm out. I love you lots so much, and I'll be back soon. Patreon's up and popping. I'm probably, after just reading that as well, I'm probably going to do the 5 aspects of the soul reading this week and get it posted up on Patreon and get the preview done on here as well. All right, my lovelies, I love you like that. All right.